Hi everybody and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make the Flourish bracelet, and this was designed by PDX_RSW_FRA on Instagram, and I'm going to bring up her profile in just a second. I just wanted to give you a little up close look of this bracelet. It's really gorgeous, and this is the back side here. So it looks quite a bit different from the front side, as you can see. Personally, the front side is my favorite because of these little buds here, I guess you could call them. And this single chain here is looped in a really weird way, which I will explain to you when I get there, and I will also tell you who invented that single chain stitch as well. So I'm going to bring up her profile on Instagram really quick. So PDX_RSW_FRA. I will have it in the description box below. Make sure to check out her account on Instagram and give her a follow for me. Just a quick overview of her account. She posts a lot of really nice bracelets, and her photos are really nice quality. Her color combinations are really good as well, so I definitely recommend her account, and I will again have it in the description box below. So make sure to check her out. So to make this bracelet today, you're going to need 7 bar pins, or 14 if you want to make a full wrap like this. And you are going to need these 3 aligned, and then these 2 pegs up here aligned, and then same on this side. You're also going to need a hook, a C-clip, and 5 colors of bands. You can use 6 if you want. I use 6 in this one because I alternated the center, but today I'm not going to be alternating the center. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to be placing these X bands on the outside. I used Medieval Tin Man in this bracelet. Today I am going to be using the turquoise jelly. So to start, what you're going to do is, starting on that center peg, go out to the left and out to the right. Then you're going to go up and across, and then up and across. So once you do that, now what we're going to do is do single chains, or no, sorry, we're not going to do single chains. We're going to do X bands, because there's an X border here. And then we're going to start from the outside going to the inside. Same over here, outside going to the inside. Make sure that you place it in this order so that the bracelet comes out right. And then you'll cross the other way, going from the inside to the outside. Again, from this peg, go to the inside. To the inside, and then back out, and back out. So go ahead and do this all the way down until you reach the end of your loom, placing the band going from the outside to the inside first, and then from the inside to the outside. It's very important when we loop, so make sure that you do have that down, I guess. And go ahead and do this until you reach the end of your loom. I'm going to do the same thing, and then I'll show you what to do next. Technically, you're only going until the second to last peg. I probably should have said that, but I'm going to go to the second to last peg here. Alright, so once you have reached that second to last peg, go ahead and stop here with your X's. What we're now going to be doing is closing it off like we started the beginning. So what you're going to do is go across on this X here, then you're going to go up into the center, and then across into the very center peg there. And same here, go across on the X, and up into the center here, and across into the center here as well. So once you finish that, go ahead and put those bands to the side. Now what we're going to be doing is actually turning our loom around so that the arrows are pointing towards us, and we're going to be placing bands a little bit differently. In this bracelet, it's the mother of pearl here. It's the it's a stitch. I'm not sure what the stitch is called, but it was designed by Sarah, who is 9 years old, and Crazy Just Might Work, or Suzanne HB, has a tutorial on this stitch in a bracelet, so we give her credit for that because it is a really cool stitch, but the way we place these is a little bit different than a normal single chain, so that's why I kind of had to explain it. I'm going to be using Caribbean green for this. What we're actually going to be doing is placing our single chains backwards all the way down the loom. So starting here with your arrows pointing towards you like you would loop, what you're going to do is place a single chain going straight back. So that if you tried to loop this like a regular single chain, it would pretty much fall apart, which is why we have another stitch in there, which makes it look really nice. So go ahead and lay your single chains. I'm going to go ahead and do this side. Also, I forgot to mention, it's on these 2 pegs. Hopefully you saw what pegs I was putting it on. You also want to use pretty stretchy bands for this in case your bands, I guess, do happen to break. Like, I wouldn't recommend using limited edition ones here in case they break. So then, once you have placed all of your bands like this, it should look like this now, with your bands going in the opposite direction, turn your loom back around so that the arrows are now pointing away from you again. And what we're going to be doing is placing our next layer. And in this bracelet, it is the glitter pink that I used here. And today I'm going to be using opaque white. So we're going to lay bands parallel to this band here. So going up to the second peg on this 3rd pin, you're going to go to the outside. 3rd pin, you're going to go to the outside, or peg. And you're just going to go to the outside like this on both sides all the way down to till the end of your loom. Sorry, get my words jumbled up. And make sure to push those down. And I'm going to go ahead and do my other side. And then go ahead and push those bands down and come back to the beginning of your loom. Now you should have your loom looking like this, and you will end up here. And then what we're now going to be doing is placing our next layer, and here it's the neon green medieval, and I'm going to be using turquoise opaque today. And we're going to be placing these bands opposite of these white bands that we just placed. So starting from the first peg on the 2nd pin, and you're going to go up to the inside, then on that 2nd peg to the inside, and just go ahead and do this all the way down your loom. Make sure that you don't place these like zigzags, because we want to make sure that we have all of these white bands placed first, and then we will place our turquoise. It doesn't matter what order you place these in, as long as you place them in the correct direction. Alright, so once you have all of your bands laid like this, it should kind of look like a zigzag, even though it's placed a bit differently than a zigzag. So come back to the beginning of your loom. Also, I keep forgetting, to show you at the end. We are not going to place another turquoise band because this border band is already here. So once we're back at the beginning, now we're going to be placing our last layer technically but you can use 1 or 2 colors. I'm only going to use 1. It is this green apple Persian and lime medieval in the center here. I'm only going to be using 1 color, which is Midnight Blue Glow. What you're going to do is, starting on that first center peg here, just go straight forward, and then out to the left and out to the right, so you'll create a T shape. Then go straight forward again, out to the left and out to the right. One more time, straight forward, and then across. So make sure that you just continue making these T shapes all the way down until you reach the end of your loom, and then I'll show you what to do next. Then when you reach the end, you are going to place another band forward, and then you will place 2 bands across, and it will overlap your border bands up here. But once you have finished that, go ahead and put those bands aside. I'm going to grab all my bands and put them away. And then go ahead and turn your loom around so that the arrows are pointing towards you again. And we're now going to place 1 cap band here, and then we can place our other 2 later. Or actually, technically, it's not. Later. We can place them now, sorry. So I'm going to take 2 more of my cap band color, and I'm going to triple cap this one, put it on this peg where your zigzag white is, and another one on the opposite side where that other zigzag band is. Technically not a zigzag, but it's this white band here. So place your cap bands there, and then 1 in the center, and we're going to go ahead and start the looping process. So first what you want to do is go underneath of that center cap band, and you're going to grab that top band, and instead of pulling it back to itself, you're going to pull it up 1 peg. And again, same here, go underneath of the cap band, grab that band, instead of pulling it to itself, pull it up 1 peg here. And then this center band, oops, I just let that go. Alright, that's not going to work. Trying to get my bands to stop. Oh, I need to put this down, because this cap band came off of the peg, so that's not good. And make sure that it doesn't happen to you, because it's not very nice. So once that is done, I actually have to untwist my bands now. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. You're going to pull it straight forward, then go underneath of here. Again, grab this band and pull it up 1 peg. Grab this next band that goes out to the side, pull it up 1 peg, or out to itself, but up 1. And then pull this last one just straight forward. Again, out and up 1 peg, and then straight forward. So the only one you're looping right to itself is going to be that center band. And go ahead and do this all the way down until you reach the end of your loom, and then I'll show you the next looping step. Oops. This band is about to break. I'm going to go ahead and take it off. And when you get to the top, you're going to do the same thing. Just loop that up and out to itself. Or not out to itself, sorry. Just loop it up and out. And then loop that last one forward. So once you have done that, go ahead and come back to the beginning of your loom. You don't really need to push down those bands yet. What we're now going to be doing is looping these turquoise bands here. And all you have to do is go inside of this peg. It's going to be the second peg up. You're going to grab that band and just simply pull it out to itself. Go inside of here, grab this band, simply pull it out to itself. And in here, pull that out to itself. So nothing really difficult here. You're just going to pull this turquoise band right out to itself all the way down till you reach the end of your loom. And then once you do that, I'll come back and show you a little bit more complicated looping step. It's the same thing on your right side. Alright, so once that last one is at the top, sorry, I'm going to scoot this forward a little bit. Once you have looped out these last ones, go ahead and push down these turquoise bands here and come back to the beginning of your loom. And now what we're going to be doing is looping these white bands. So what you're going to do is go underneath of this triple cap here, and you're going to grab that white band, you're going to pull it into the center. And then what you're going to do is go underneath of all of those bands and find the bottom half of the white and pull it back to itself, just like that. Then go up into the next peg, grab that white, pull it into itself, then grab the bottom half of the white from inside and pull it back to itself. I'll show you one more time up close. Pull that white into itself, and pull that bottom white, the bottom half of that white back to itself. So go ahead and do this step all the way down till you reach the end of your loom. Then I will show you the next more complicated looping step. Make sure you're pushing your bands down once you finish that step, and I'm going to continue this on my right side. okay once you have gotten to the top and you've looped all of these white bands, and then it should just look like this. So come back to the beginning of your loom, and now we're going to be doing our single chains. So first, it's pretty simple. You just have to loop up the single chains, but then after you loop it, we have to do another step of looping, which is probably why you want stretchy bands. So all you're going to do is go underneath, or we're going to pull out this first border band here, just so that we have two bands on top. And then you're going to grab this band and pull it forward. And you're just going to go in and grab the next single chain band and pull it forward, just like a regular single chain. But the difference is it's not entirely a regular single chain. We have to loop it a little bit different. So just go ahead and loop this single chain all the way down till you reach the end of your loom. And I'll show you the hard part of this. It's probably the most difficult part of the bracelet, but it's not like so difficult that it's impossible. Alright, so once you have looped all of your single chains forward, now we have to come back to the beginning of our loom and loop our single chain a second time. So it's kind of hard to see, but there is the bottom Caribbean green band here that is not caught by this band. So what you have to do is go inside of this peg here, and this is kind of hard to explain, but you have to push away all of the bands and grab that Caribbean green band, and then you're going to pull it straight forward. Make sure that you don't twist it. I had to twist my hook so that this band would not be twisted, but I think you can pull it out and then forward on your second one. So again, just go down and grab this Caribbean green band. Make sure that you only grab the one, pull it off of the pin, and pull it straight forward. And if you need a better explanation of this, I'm pretty sure Suzanne HB, Crazy Just Might Work, on Instagram, can show you how to do this, because she did a tutorial on the open doors bracelet and this stitch was used. So go ahead and just keep grabbing that bottom band, pulling it off of the peg, and then pull it straight forward. I'm going to go ahead and continue looping the rest of this. Make sure that you do get all of these bands and that you don't miss one, because if you miss one, then your entire bracelet, unfortunately, is going to fall apart. When you get to the second to last peg, you will grab that band and pull it forward to the top, and then we don't need to loop anything from the top. And you will want to have this coming up and over the peg here, which is also why you want pretty flexible or stretchy bands here. So go ahead and do this on the right side. Make sure that you can pull it completely off the peg and then straight up through the center. It's also very important that you do not twist the band when you are pulling it forward. And once you have finished that looping step, go ahead and push down all these bands on the top here. And if you haven't already pushed down these white bands, my loom is kind of getting pulled together, and come back to the beginning of your loom. Now what we're going to be doing is looping these border bands, and which are these X's. So we've already looped out to here, so go underneath and grab that next border band and pull it out to itself. Go under all of those and then grab the other border band that goes horizontally. Now what you're going to do is you're going to grab this inside band, so you're going to go from the inside to the outside first, which is your bottom band, and then you're going to go from the outside to the inside here. Again, from the inside to the outside, there should be your bottom band. From the outside to the inside, there should be your top band. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, just pull this border band out and this one as well. Then loop inside to outside, outside to inside. In other words, you're looping right to left and then left to right on the left side. And then on the right side, you're looping left to right and then right into left. So just grab the bottom band and pull it out to itself and then pull the top band. That's pretty much the simplest way I can try to explain it to you guys. You're gonna, oops, careful not to do that. I think I just messed that up. Alright. Then this needs to be in between there. And I need to go ahead and pull it through all of these bands. Okay, it looks a little bit weird here, but I fixed it. It just came off of the peg before I could loop, or I guess until I could take this bracelet off the loom. So don't worry about that. Just keep looping it. Then what I like to do is pull off all of these side bands as well after I finish looping. Just don't pull off that top one yet. I'm going to go ahead and finish my right side. And I'm going to go ahead and pull off these bottom 3 bands there. And pull off the sides of these X's after I've looped them. Then you're going to pull the top band up into the, or I guess this horizontal band on the top into the center, and then pull that up. Oops. Then take this band off, pull that up, take this band off, and pull this into the very center peg here and here. Grab an extension band, stick it down through here, and pull this off. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull off the entire bracelet. And then when you pull this off, be aware that the single chain or Caribbean green bands will like to hang on. So you don't want them to, I guess, be getting stuck and then they end up snapping and your bracelet falls apart. So just make sure that you do take them off very carefully. Alright, so just give that a tug. That's the back side there, and then you turn it to the front side, and this is what it should look like. My turquoise and stuff doesn't show up very well on the camera, but that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I will have PDXRSWFRA's name in the description box below. Make sure to check her out on Instagram, give her a follow for me, and that's all I'm going to have for you guys today, so I hope to see you next time.